Welcome or welcome back. I'm Caren, and thanks for joining me for this restorative yoga sequence with blocks. We're only going to be using 2 foam blocks today. I like these because they're extremely lightweight and they don't hurt when you rest your body parts on them. These are from Halfmoon, and I will link them below. Let's get started in a supported standing forward bend. So you'll take both of your blocks onto your mat. And you'll need to find the height that's correct for you today. And by that, start with the higher heights. So this block is going to be turned up on a medium height, and this one's on the tallest height. And come to stand right in front of the blocks with your feet wide and your toes pointing forward, a lot of space in between your feet. And naturally start to bend into your knees, lower your head to the blocks. If they easily reach, then this is high enough. If not, and you feel a lot of tension in the backs of your legs, then you'll want to continue to build up the block tower to your head. You are looking for a space where eventually you can hold on to opposite elbows, feel length and release in your spine, and not any heaviness in your head. So over time, as you rest in this position, you might find that you gain a little bit of flexibility. Your head might feel heavier, and that might be a sign to lower the height of the blocks. Once you've found a position that feels good for now, ensure that the blocks are just resting on where the hairline meets the forehead area. The chin glides in slightly. The arms are relaxed and the side bodies get to release with gravity. You might choose to close your eyes here. We're not looking for an extreme stretching sensation in the legs, so truly bend those knees as much as you need. And begin to explore what it might be like to slow down your breath. The intention for our time together is to relax and restore ourselves through the use of these blocks as support. So take your time moving through practice, and that means taking time for your breath. Slowing down the breath in both directions. And allowing a full release as you exhale. Feeling all of that stale air empty from the bottom part of the lungs so you can breathe fully. Fresh inhale. We'll open the eyes if they were closed. Release the hands down to the block support. Start to lift your head away. Come down to your knees, going slow to prevent any dizziness as your head lifts over top of your hips. We're going to use probably just 1 block or 2 of the blocks stacked on the lower height as we transition into downward facing dog, placing the blocks again at that similar position on the head. This will feel like just a very gentle rest. Not a lot of heaviness with the head, just enough support for you to feel held. So you can start with 2 or just 1. And place that underneath your chest as you take your hands down into a table position. Curl the toes under, lift up through the pelvis, and start to lower the head toward the block. You might notice right away that it doesn't touch, so you could turn it up to a higher height, or again, use a stack of 2 blocks here. Just gently resting the head on the blocks
Engaging into the arms and the legs gently to hold yourself in space. Breathe fully and completely into the lungs. The lifting up and in of the shoulder blades together. Explore a few more rounds of breath here, relaxing into the back of the neck. Since this is more active, we won't stay as long. Let's exhale now and lower the knees down. Turn the block down to the lowest height. Spread your arms forward, your knees go wide, and sink back into child's pose, resting the forehead on the edge of the block, letting the nose clear the block so it can breathe. Relax the forearms down. Take a few breaths in and out, feeling the heaviness of the center of the eyebrows placed against the block. The third eye chakra, seat of our intuition and inner sight. Lift up from here, using one block on the lowest height where the flattest side is visible. Place that in the middle of your mat. Turn around and sit on top of the block. This is going to feel a little precarious to begin, but trust that it'll work out as you lower down onto your back. You'll let the block come around the sacral area. So the glutes are going to hang off of the block. The block is flat across the low back, where the low back and the pelvis meet. And then open your arms to a V with the palms up for supported bridge pose. Soften into the belly. Take a few fuller breaths in through the whole body and out through the mouth. Explore slower and fuller breaths in and out as you close the eyes. Yielding into the block at your back. And letting the knees be loose, the feet soft. Holding them very gently in space as you relax through the creases of the hips. This pose might feel like such a relief after the effort of the first two postures. Let yourself release and let go into the prop. As you notice thoughts passing through the mind, think about the mind and the thoughts like a raging river. And you're standing on the bank of the river, just watching thought after thought pass by. Use your breath like an anchor. Seeing it steady as the thoughts simply pass through the mind.
Become aware of any sensations that are present with you as you practice stillness. What does it feel like in the pelvis, in the heart? Allow any pleasant and peaceful sensations to be with you, to be amplified by your breath. Let's transition out of this position by finding the feet on the floor, making movement into the toes. Bring your hands toward the block. You'll push into the soles of the feet, lift the pelvis just enough so you can slide the block out to the side and set your hips to the mat. From there, you can choose to roll over onto a side of your choice or simply press upward to a seat. Take both of your blocks, transitioning into supported fish. We'll take one block at the highest height and another block the same way we had it for supported bridge, with about a fist or so space in between. One is flat, the other is very tall. Head's going to go on the tall one, so turn around. Extend your legs long this time. You might keep them slightly bent as you lower back. Onto the first block goes your shoulders. Then the head onto the second block. You can then extend your legs long and open your arms out to a V. Ensure that you feel very supported at the back of your heart and that your chin is gliding inward toward your chest. Just gently. If it feels like the block at your head is a little too high, you could explore bringing it at a lower height, but make sure that the head and the neck are entirely comfortable to rest. Close the eyes if they're not already. Explore the differences in the sensations in your body in this posture compared to the previous one. Now the pelvis is completely soft and relaxed on the floor. And there's a gentle lift at the back of your heart and your head. Relax with each exhale. Releasing all tension in the muscles. Letting the bones and the joints go slack, including your jaw and your tongue. Let the breath be natural and effortless, finding its own perfect rhythm for right now. On your next inhale, begin to make gentle movements into the fingers and toes. You might choose to stretch your arms overhead if you feel stable. And then exhale, bring the arms down, glide the knees in, plant the feet flat, and start to lift up from your head, tucking your chin in, supporting yourself as you rise up. Simple seat as you come out of that position, just feeling into the head and the neck, the back of the heart. Noticing if there's any temperature or sensation that's rushing through. And once those sensations subside, let's grab those blocks. Place them in front of us as you sit on your left hip. And you'll place them just off of the mat, flattest sides down, a little bit apart from one another. Extend your left leg long, and then hook your right knee and ankle on top of the support of the props. Come down onto your shoulder, both arms stack, rest your head, and open up into a twist. Allow your leg to be fully supported by the blocks, and the bottom leg can be slightly bent, doesn't have to be fully straight. Your gaze can go wherever it feels most nurturing for your neck. Feeling into this twist across the chest and the mid-back, keeping the hips stacked. If you notice that the arm that's reaching back behind you is hovering in the air, choose instead to place your hand on your waist and let the elbow bend, dropping back behind you, taking out some of that tension in the chest. Relax for a few more rounds of breath here. Noticing if there's anything that's still gripping, like the right leg on the props, and allowing yourself to relax that with your exhales. Coming out of the twist, first send your arm over to the left. Then press yourself up sideways, stepping your leg off of the blocks, just lifting yourself up. You can move your blocks over to the other side or shift your blocks down to the other side of the mat as you turn over onto your other hip. Now on the right side, extend the left leg long. Place it on top of the blocks. Lower down onto your shoulder. And open up into the twist. Either the arm goes all the way back behind you, or it stops, resting on the waist with the elbow draping back. Either version here, allow this top leg to really get heavy and relaxed on the blocks. Maybe closing the eyes.
Stay present with all of these sensations that are awakened through your practice. Becoming a curious watcher of all the sensations that your physical practice awakens. Remind yourself to come back to the breath, watching the thoughts rage past in the river, knowing that this moment is okay exactly as it is. That you are okay exactly as you are. Slowly return out of the twist, coming back over to the right side. Let's move the leg off of the blocks. Push yourself up sideways. And turn onto your mat so that you can take both of your blocks end to end on the flattest setting across the middle of the mat, just underneath your thighs and knee region, and lower down into basic relaxation pose. So you can adjust those blocks however you like so that there's just a little lift underneath the knees. I like to place these on the flat part right behind, above the knees on the thighs. And then let the legs flop open. Open the arms wide to a V with the palms up and let the eyes close. Create a bit of space at the back of the heart by shimmying your right shoulder out to the side and then your left shoulder. And invite a fuller breath into the belly, the chest, the lungs. Then sigh it out through the mouth, releasing all your attention with that exhale. Do that again. Inhaling from the base of the spine all the way to the crown. And flooding the breath out the mouth. With this last round, imagine yourself releasing stale energy and tension out the mouth so that your whole body may relax. Just watch the river of your thoughts. Anchor into your breath. And I'll let you know when it's time to return.
Awaken your body with a fuller breath in and out, along with any movements that you like to stretch and open. Bring one knee at a time inward toward your chest, resting each foot on the blocks. You can use your feet to gently push your blocks forward, planting your feet down to the floor. Drop your knees to one side and roll into a ball. Press up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at your heart, bowing your chin in, closing your eyes in gratitude of this time spent together, and in honoring of all the realized beings who have brought the knowledge of yoga to us. Release the hands and open the eyes. Thanks so much for taking this time to practice with me. I truly appreciate it, and I always love it when you leave a comment and let me know how this class went for you. I've got another practice picked out for you next that I think you might like, and you can find more restorative yoga practices with few and a lot of props on my website at CarenBaginski.com. I look forward to relaxing again with you sometime soon.